This is kind of like with Ramos. I think sometimes it gets forgotten how good he was as a young player at Real Madrid. Since the day he arrived at Real Madrid, he was a starter. And whether it be at right back or center back, yes, he had his games where he got roasted and made mistakes and stuff like that. But again, going back to our teenager discussion, some parallels today, any of the teenagers we have today hold a candle to what Ramos's level was at 18, 19, 20, and 21. I mean, he was so good. And I think people forget that. Like, yes, he had rash challenges and got red cards like he does today. Even in this game, that tackle on Canute, I was like, oh my God, that was probably a red card. But I think it's easily forgotten how good he was as a young player.
Yeah, Ramos, like when I think this analysis has aged really well from when Real Madrid first signed him from Sevilla. What was unbelievable about him was just like he was such a freak athlete. Like he was such a freak.
Athlete, yeah.
Like so even like disregard for a second like the positioning and the football and the tackles and stuff. Just he was a physical specimen, and that became a huge asset when you fast forward now. This was 14 years ago now. That's been a huge asset for him as he's aged, right? I mean, it's something like some people will say, well, if you rely on your physical traits, you won't age well. That maybe becomes apparent with somebody like Bale, and then people will look at Xabi Alonso like, well, he didn't rely on the physical gifts; it was his intelligence and technical ability, and he aged really well. And I think there's a different part of the spectrum here, and it's like if you can just take care of your body and you're physically gifted and you take care of your body and you really take this seriously, that's where Ramos ends up. In that, like LeBron James, like physically just a specimen, but also takes care of himself. And then you fast forward a few more years, 2014, when Ancelotti's like, there are two players who don't need rest. One is Ronaldo, one is Ramos. And then now, 2020,